Do you, yes, you, want your Forsaken stats to look like this? Well, good news. I have the guide for you. I will be showing you how to effectively play the best killer in the game, 1x. So, I'm not going to waste your time. Actually, yes, I am. Two things before we start. One, if you enjoy, please like and subscribe. That would help me a ton. And second, I made a Discord server, so if you want to enjoy... I can't speak. If you want to engage with my community, then go there. But other than that, let's get on with it. Starting off with 1x's slash. 1x's slash is arguably the best slash out of all the killers due to the fact that it inflicts poisoned and glitched, which stack up to 3, I believe, when you get a survivor, and I can demonstrate how much damage it does. I don't know why he's standing there, but okay. First slash does 20 damage. Second slash does around 27 damage. Third slash does 33 damage. I should also probably note that if you hit a survivor with up-close mass infection, and then do continuous slashes, they do 40 damage. Next up we have 1x's big damaging move, which is Mass Infection. Mass Infection is just like Cool Kids Walk Speed Override. It's not easy to hit, but if you hit it, it is incredibly rewarding. It has a very loud wind-up sound, which sounds like this, and deals 35 damage on hit, and as always inflicts glitched and poison. Something a lot of 1x players, but not as many know, is that if you hit Mass Infection up close, it does double the damage. Another tip for Mass Infection is that if you switch targets while you're aiming it, that can catch a lot of people off guard, just like this. I don't recommend doing this all the time though, as if you're in the middle of a chase and you're tracking down someone, it's not exactly a good idea to switch targets immediately if you have someone low. Third on the list is Entanglement, which is another one of 1x's extremely powerful moves. When you throw it, it has a very short windup and traps survivors in place when it hits them until they click all 5 tabs of their screen, which is a very short minigame. Entanglement is an extremely good combo with Mass Infection. For example, if a survivor is running, hit them with Entanglement, then up close Mass Infection. That can basically get them down to all you need to kill them is a slash. I do recommend using Entanglement mid-chase if you need help catching up on a survivor. It also inflicts speed 2 on you for 3 seconds. But do not, and I repeat, do not use Mass Infection mid-chase unless it is absolutely necessary. Don't mind that. 1x's fourth ability on this list is Unstable Eye. It gives you blindness 3 for 5 seconds, but also gives you speed 1 for 5 seconds, and reveals the survivor's locations for 7 seconds. This can be used as a very useful anti-loop tool. For example, it gives you speed for 5 seconds, and you can use that to catch up to a survivor with the same amount of distance, and it can also be used as good of a closing distance tool as Entanglement. There's not much else to say about Unstable Eye, although I might say more later in the video, but let's move on to his last ability for simplicity. And for 1x's final ability, Rejuvenate The Rotten. Rejuvenate The Rotten spawns zombies in the place of every survivor you've killed, and if you hit one of them, you get speed 1 for 10 seconds. I recommend using this ability when there's either 1 survivor left or 2. Only use it if there's 2 left, if you're running low on time and need help killing a survivor. In a full server, you can ambush survivors in last man standing with almost 8 zombies, which can be incredibly stressful for them as they will constantly chase them and will not stop chasing them until they've punched them. And that's about it for 1x's abilities. Let's go into in-depth guides on best ways to use them. Okay, for Slash, just use it normally in a chase. Obviously, don't just spam it near a guest or you're gonna get parried. I forgot the word. But other than that, try to stack it as much as possible for the maximum damage output, but there's not much else to be said about it because it's a Slash. Mass Infection. Do not use this mid-chase, ever. Unless it is the last thing you can do, because you will freeze in place. You cannot move during that at all. And if you miss it, it's basically a free escape for the survivor. So do not use that mid-chase. Like I said, if you switch targets, you can get them off guard. Entanglement's best use is probably either survivors on generators or in a chase. For example, if a survivor's running and you hit them with it, they're completely frozen. Completely frozen. Until they've clicked on all 5 of the tabs on their screen, which will then let them be free. Do note, it also instantly frees them after like 2.5 seconds, I'm pretty sure. So don't rely on them just being stuck there the whole time. If you're against a good player, I'd recommend only going for a Slash, but if you're with someone that has around 2-3 days of playtime, maybe just do it on close Mass Infection to go for that sweep. For Unstable Eye, just use it at the start of the match as soon as possible, and use it when you need help tracking down survivors. Or if you want to get speed and chase, you can also do it for that too. Other than that, not much about this ability. And Rejuvenate the Rotten, just like I said, only use it if there is 1 or 2 survivors left. If you use it when you've only killed 1, that's just kind of stupid. You need to use 1x to his best potential if you want to guarantee the wins. It should also probably be noted that when you're hit with 1x's M1 or inflicted with glitch, you get this effect on your screen. And it intensifies each time you're hit. This can just be toggled off in the settings by activating epilepsy mode though, so I wouldn't rely on it if you're a killer. Now, what are some of the good maps for 1x? I would say good maps are as flat as possible, so something like Cool Carnival with not as many slopes might be best for 1x. Although something that would be worse for 1x is something like Yorick's Resting Place, or Glass Houses like this one. Wait, no, Glass Houses is not that bad. Scratch what I said. Now, as for skins, what skin is best for 1x? I would say Hacklord, and I can explain why. With Entanglement and Mass Infection, you can aim them a lot smoother, as there's a lot less lag on when you aim them, and it is not ping dependent anymore. For example, normally, that would probably aim around here, but with Hacklord, it can aim there. It also has different cooldowns completely, so survivors might not be used to it. But it has absolutely no ping dependencies on Mass Infection or Entanglement, so that is incredible. Please do not depend on this skin though, it is not easy to get because you have to kill 50 Shedletskis as 1x. So, if you don't have this skin, I don't blame you, it is not easy to get. And no, this skin is not pay to win. I do not care what you say. It has voice lines, which lets the survivors know exactly where you are, and it also just gives away completely what you're doing. For example, normally survivors can barely hear Entanglement, but with the voice lines, they just hear that. It makes it incredibly obvious. And no, the kill animation barely makes any difference, especially for LMS, because the time is instantly reset in LMS. It's not going to help you. It will literally save you 3 seconds maximum. Also, another tip, if you save Shedletsky for Last Man Standing, you will get around 20 seconds extra due to the song Creation of Hatred playing. Although, I do not endorse teaming. People who team for Creation of Hatred are so annoying. Please do not purposefully team for this. I'm just saying it can give you an advantage if one of the people left is a Shedletsky. Okay? Don't blatantly target people and let a Shedletsky get a free win, please. Thank you. Okay, turns out I skipped a couple things, so I'll tell you them now. Hitting a survivor with Mass Infection or Entanglement will also reveal their aura to you for 2 seconds. Entanglement gives the survivor 1.25 seconds of speed 1 after they escape Entanglement, so any speed they had before will be overridden by Entanglement. Unstable Ion Mass Infection can only be heard within 400 studs of 1x. Some other tips are, if you go on the middle of a slope, which is relatively small, for example like a cool carnival, you can go right in the middle and you can hit a survivor with Mass Infection regardless of if they're up top or down below. And that's about it for the guide, because I'm too dumb to think of any other strategies right now, because I'm lazy. Sorry. Also, this video was completely unscripted, so if it was a bit messy at some parts, don't judge me. I don't want to write a script, and I usually do all of my videos unscripted, so yeah. But thank you for watching. If you watched this far, thank you very much for the free watch time. Bye bye.